Welcome to Riverbend Talon on WBGZ. Brought to you by the Halpin Music Company.
We're running late, Big Ben. We're running late.
Yeah, man. I ran in here as fast as I could.
You stole second, moved to third on the play.
So here's what happened.
Sea Shanty sitting along started at 6.
We're gonna get right down to business. I was getting ready to blame everything on myself. I don't know.
We do have Distant Eyes. They hung around. Thanks.
Yeah, we've got Distant Eyes. We're 25 minutes late getting into the show because the softball game. But Distant Eyes was cool enough to hang around.
And that's a band, not our eyes.
And after the pregame we had, our eyes all look a little distant, but it's fine. It's going to be fine.
Everything's rolling.
There we go. So let's do these Thursday gigs before we get to Distant Eyes because we are 25 minutes into the show already.
Lots of open mics on a Thursday night, including later at Ragin' Cajun. One underway already at Baker's and Hale out in Godfrey. Started at 6 o'clock. And in town in Alton at Chez, Marilyn tonight, Scott Brady from 7 to 10. It's Showcase Thursday at Chez, Marilyn.
There you go.
Step Brothers at Fast Eddie's from 7 to 11. And karaoke with DJ Tony, my buddy. Yeah, she does a good job. 8 o'clock, Martin's Tunes and Eats in Wood River. Robbie Miles, 7 to 10 at George's Local Brew in Jerseyville. The Rollins Brothers at Big Daddy's started at 6, goes till 9. Everett Dean Duo, 7 o'clock at Deutz in Pontoon Beach. Steve Kern out at the Prairie Inn in Dorsey from 6 to 9. And Jeremy Drake in Highland, the Unwinds Lounge from 7 to 10. And here's an old friend, Mike Judy presents.
That's a busy man right there.
Mike?
Yeah. Brother Ollie tonight at the Old Rock House, 8 o'clock.
Well, there you go. That is a quick
Thursday. I feel like I've been running.
You went through that Sunday in record time, and now we're only 10 minutes behind instead of
an extra
25.
innings there. Big game.
There you go, though. So that is what's happening in your on your Sunday. Your Thursday. See, I don't even know what day it is.
Yeah.
Again, too long of a pregame.
Okay, let's take the time machine back to August 23rd of 2018.
Let's keep the Wayback Machine.
Rock the Hops had just happened.
Yeah.
And Distant Eyes was our guest.
I remember that.
They were about to release an album. You remember the Small Business Revolution had just happened.
I do remember that also.
Lighthouse Sound got some cash.
Yeah.
Distant Eyes said, hey, we need to try that cash out. And they signed up. Now, they were going to release something by October. It was called 29 Palms. They did it on Halloween 2018.
Halloween.
Yep.
2018.
You know, It's been 2 years since they released that full thing. Over 2 years now.
Yep.
Time flies. Especially when there's a pandemic.
I was going to say that there was a couple of years there where just not a lot happening, man. But that is cool. So you guys went into Lighthouse Studio. Were you guys one of the first bands in after the remake?
We had about half. Well, we had drums and bass recorded at Old Lighthouse down the road. And then we finished a little bit of guitars and a couple songs of vocals. So most of it happened at the original Lighthouse. And then we were some of the first people to record when they moved down the road, yeah.
That is the voice of Bradley, the singer of Distant Eyes. And next to him is Ian, the drummer. What's going on,
Cheers.
Mr. Ian? Good to have you back in the studio.
Thanks for having.
Absent tonight, Jacob, the bass player, and Brett, the guitarist.
We will talk about him.
Yeah.
We won't talk about him?
Brett's
He did
on a
all the-
business trip, and Jacob's probably at home reading.
Brett did
With
most
his
of the
dog.
talking last time.
Yeah, he had a lot to talk
Right.
about. It's a different time, man.
Yeah.
A lot of shit has changed. Excuse me.
Yeah. You guys were moving from Life Without into Distant Eyes right prior to that.
Yeah.
Yep.
From the old house scene, which
Yeah.
you guys can't get enough of because that's what's going on this weekend.
Well, back then it was the Metal Gears and the Foxhole. Those were the two house parties that we were blown away that was happening because you guys were advertising house parties we were talking about them on the radio, telling people to go to them. And when we had house parties, it was shut up. Don't say nothing until the day of.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's going to get busted for sure. So it's pretty. We were really impressed with the way that's going down. That's happening again. Not in Alton this time. Where's it at?
Yeah, Staunton, Illinois. Friend of ours, Matt Batson, who was around for a lot of the Metal Gear days, and he had another place. I can't remember the name, up in Mount Olive, and I believe he just moved, got himself a house, and out in Staunton there. And then it's all just set up in this garage. Yeah, rain or shine, they do the thing, and yeah, it's always a good time.
Nice. And that's called the HoLLoW House.
The HoLLoW House, yeah.
There you go. And what is the date you're playing there?
Tomorrow the 15th.
Tomorrow the 15th. Is it the 15th? First of all, tomorrow, I just said it was Sunday a minute ago. Aren't you paying attention to what day it is in my world? So tomorrow's like Monday, according to me.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
I lose track.
Yeah, so there you go, man. The HoLLoW House. Now, can you guys, you just love the house scene and want to do more of that because it's just so different than your regular type gigs, bar type gigs?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to see a lot of familiar faces. Sometimes it's kind of tough to get people out to the city and such, and so you get a little bit of a different kickback from situations like a house show compared to venue gigs with a band that maybe some of your friends know or what have you. And yeah, this one in particular I definitely saw some new faces the last time I was up there, and there was a lot of cool people hanging out. So that's kind of a little bit of both worlds on that end of it. It's a nice small place. People pack in, and it's super energetic.
It's very energetic and intimate, and people are there to have a good time, and we're just out there. We're a live band. Like the emotion and the catharsis. Like the things that we do is best present like when we're live. So if you want to see us like fully how we are, like if you want to listen to the record perfect and don't want to hear anything, don't want to hear that energy, then stay home and listen to the record. But if you want to see us for who we are as a band, as Dissonized, it's settings like that where you're going to get the most of us.
Oh, there's some good bands to see too tomorrow night. Some of our old friends, 86 Red,
Nice.
right, and of course the Lofty's Comet.
Oh, I love those guys.
The Boyz.
So they're calling this the Goodbye Old World show, right? Also on the bill, Silver Material and Brennan Hartnett.
Yeah.
He's been out of town for a while, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
He moved away for a little bit.
I don't know. Are we talking about
He
the
was
same
around
thing?
Metal Gear a little
Yeah,
bit.
he
He played
was-
the last time I played a solo gig up at HoLLoW House not too long ago, and he played there, and
Yeah.
I knew I recognized him from
Yeah.
the days of yore.
So that gets underway at 6 o'clock at the HoLLoW House in Staunton.
Yes, it does.
And I guess you need a password or something to get in there. How do you
Gotta call
find it?
Yeah.
somebody to get the
Password
address.
is Bonnie.
As they say, ask a punk.
Ask a punk.
Right. Well, I think I got a leak to the HoLLoW House Facebook page. That's the other thing that was different, Pigpen. We didn't have social media
Yeah.
back when we had our house parties.
Well,
We had
it's
flyers.
probably a good thing we didn't.
Right? A cop would always end up with a flyer somehow.
Yeah. Who gave it? Who gave
Cops
the
are
cop
always
the flyer?
welcome, but you're always welcome to go away. So
Well, look, here's the thing. If like I go to a lot of places where there's parties, right? Like partying towns and stuff, and to have a police presence helps keep you safe. However, if they're there to stop the party, it becomes no fun. If they're there to keep the peace, man, I'm all for keeping the peace because I like going to big crowded parties and stuff. But it's all about the attitude, for sure. So this particular one is how long has the HoLLoW House been going on? Do you know?
I think around a year-ish or so.
might have just started. They might have just started Matt might have just started booking shows again after COVID and all of that
Right,
went down
Yeah,
because
they
Ian,
kind of slowly picked
Ian
up.
played solo a few months ago, and that's the first time I was ever aware. I met Matt at Elijah P's like 4 years ago. So it's like one of the first times I ever met him. And after that, there's a big jump. But we did release the record.
Yes.
Protovox did come out.
Yeah.
And
January of 2020, finally.
yeah, finally.
Yes.
And then we had a lot of momentum, and we had a listening party down at Front Street where
In February,
basically where
It
all
was
of
Jacoby's, right?
Yeah, the release party was, yeah.
And there's video for that, too.
there is on YouTube. You can find it. Dissonized at Jacoby. It's not
Shout
bad.
out Shane.
Yeah, good performance.
So that came out in 2020. So how did you have a release party in 2020? Just
So
curious.
we had a listening party at the end of December of 2019 down where Brett and I used to live.
Gotcha.
Had invited a lot of homies, came down, and we listened to it, and then we released it on the 24th of January, and then Ian picked a date at Jacoby's, and
February 15th.
yes, and then
so it's just in time.
February
Yeah.
15th with Drew
1 month.
Goebel and
Yeah.
the Centaurettes
Right
and
before.
Direct Measure, and
Just before Friday the 13th of March.
Yeah.
then after
So-
that,
Yeah.
like I ask you not, like it was less than a week or two after that where it was like, all right, we can't do anything. So
Right.
it was nice to get it out, and the release show was incredible. It was a good turnout, a lot of familiar faces, a lot of people that helped make that record what it was. So I appreciate that, but it was kind of, we bombed out after that, and then it was, I don't know, it was hard. And I think every band knows that that was a challenge. Like, what are you supposed to do now? Because
Right.
Yeah.
It was
even
wasn't-
getting together as a band, like
Yeah.
we weren't supposed to do that, and it's like, how are you, along with the internet and sending stuff, like it's just not the same as being in the same room
No.
as people, and then losing. Like, there was a moment in time where I thought I would never play a live show again, and we played 3 shows last year. We played down at what was down the street, where with all the vendors down by Jacoby.
Oh, the night market.
Played the
yeah.
night market.
market,
We played
yeah.
a show at Conservatory, and then we played the Milton Halloween show. And after
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah.
Duck Room too, right?
The Duck Room, yeah,
That was recent,
that was
yeah.
That was
yeah.
a cool one.
Yeah.
That was very cool.
Right
I
on.
think
It was
was-
nice to be booked there. That was kind of a surprise, but it was really good to get to go in the back, and just it sounds great there. That was a lot of fun.
Great
Right
sound.
on.
So yeah, you guys went from like February of 20 all the way to like July of 21 before you played it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was tough.
A lot
Wow.
of people did, and it wasn't just the bands; it was the venues and the sound guys, and everybody in the entertainment, anybody in the gig industry was bumming.
Yeah.
We was
So-
talking about how the conservatory was just opening up.
Yeah, they opened up
That's-
just to close down.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of real cool shows that were on the way, and it would surge, and then it'd get canceled, and then it would calm down, and then they'd book something really dope, and then it would get canceled.
Right.
And then it was the whole, certain amount of people in this place and mask all the time, and this, which like is obviously the most responsible thing to do at the time, because it was just it's just such a strange world just to think. Going into this show, like first show of the year for Dissonance, like I will play every show like it's my last show, because that's the way I think now. I really
You
do.
should live every day like it's going to be your last.
I
'cause
haven't.
One
I
of them is
haven't.
going to
I
be.
haven't merged that. I haven't merged that philosophy in my life yet. But you best believe, like when I get on stage, like I'll give it to you like it is the last time that I get you. So
Right on. Well, there you go. That is Brad Lee and Ian from Distant Eyes are playing at the HoLLoW House tomorrow. That can't be right.
Yes.
It's Sunday. So there you go. Let's because it's so late. Let's run through these gigs real quick.
What else
So
is
we-
going on Friday, right?
Yeah. What else is happening Friday? Well,
Secondhand cartoons, 8 o'clock at Chez, Marilyn's and Alton Pianos again at Ragin Cajun every Friday and Saturday. Across the line, acoustic duo from 2 to 6 at Fast Eddie's with Whiskey Dixon at 7:30. The MadBaileys doing the Lodge at Lovejoy from 7 to 10. Dueling Pianos 7 at Baker's and Hale and Godfrey. Southside Bloozy Boyz at the Moose in Wood River at 7. Sitdown and Gitdown at the Laux Brickhouse in Bethalto, 8 o'clock. Kevin Gruen doing the Steakhouse, George's local brew in Jerseyville from 7 to 10. They do the open mic with Steve Mellis at the Hog Pit. On Friday nights, Rock Bottom doing Deutz Friday and Saturday, 8:30 to 12:30 or so. The Hangover's 8 o'clock at Patrick's in Granite City. Worth the Fight, 9 o'clock at Tegan's Pub in Granite City. Scott Marlin, 7 to 10 at Lodi's Cafe in Collinsville. The Brooklyn Charmers. That's the
Nice.
music of Steely Dan. Is there gas
Nice.
in the car? Yes,
This
there's
is gas in the car.
8 o'clock at the Wildy Theater.
Those
in
test
Evansville.
tubes and the scales. Just get them all out of here.
Knowing their blues like Down Home Blues, and they're playing 5 to 8 the Stagger Inn again in Edwardsville.
And then we got Soul Shine Groove doing it at the Moose in Edwardsville, 7 to 11 on Friday night. Strangers Duos going to Big Daddy's in Edwardsville, 6 to 9 p.m. Two Pedros at the Cabin at Judy Creek in Glen Carbon. That starts at 6 p.m. on Friday. And the Rowland Brothers will be doing it at Mikey's in Smithston, Illinois. That's going all the way till midnight. And then something called Goodbye Old World is happening. Now, the bands at this, you might have heard of. There's one called Distant Eyes. Maybe you've heard of them. Maybe you've been listening to them talk for the past, 20 minutes or so. But that is your next show. That's tomorrow night. Distant Eye is going to be there along with Silver Material, 86 Red, Lofty's Comet, Will Marsh, and Brendan Harnett. And that all starts at 6 p.m. at the HoLLoW House in Staunton. If you want to know more about that, go to cottonmouth.org, and I believe there's a link to the HoLLoW House where you can find out more. And then finally on Friday night, Blues and Grass doing it at Joe's in Mount Olive.
Right, I bet they're not doing it in a C-sharp minor, though.
I bet
You guys play in C-sharp minor, though, right? Just nice.
Actually, we do. Yeah, that's funny that you remember that. That's crazy.
And I don't remember things.
Is it just written down? Sorry, I don't blame you. I write everything down.
No, actually, that was a highlight of the past interview with Distant Eyes.
Oh, I mean, I remember. I was barely there, but I remember.
I don't.
Speaking of
I
brand
don't
new
remember
stuff,
this interview, I'm going to be honest.
Ian, you just released a single, didn't you?
I did,
Solo?
yeah.
Yeah.
It was a long time coming. That was an older song of mine. That's a couple years old now, but just went in that same weekend and began recording an album that I've been working towards for a long time. I'm hoping to get that wrapped up pretty swiftly. I've got a couple of more singles coming out in the meantime over the next few months.
Innuendo.
Innuendo
The
is
new
one.
single,
Yep.
right? I wrote that down, by the way, Bradley.
I thought it was Put It
Don't blame
Innuendo.
It's hard for me to remember all of his songs. The dude's a machine.
He is a machine.
He really is.
SIUE grad, right?
Oh,
Or did you not finish?
drop
Don't
out.
go, that, don't go that far. Don't go that far.
Even better. That's
Sorry,
graduation
Dad.
to me. You put it to work what you figured out while you were there, huh?
Yeah. Actually, I got the job I was going for presented to me. I always wanted to roast coffee, although that didn't take a degree, and that just found its way to me. And
I was going there. How'd you know? Manevas, right? That's where you
Yep.
make some beans for us.
I've been cooking some beans for a couple of years now. It's been awesome.
You have your own signature blend?
I've got the house blend. Yeah, I run the entire coffee program, so I buy all of our coffee, and I decide what we buy, and I roast all of it. And it's
Our first coffee roaster ever.
Wow,
On the show.
that's awesome.
That
That's
is
what I was sitting. I was sitting there thinking like that. There's an art to that to
Oh, it
get
is.
it right.
Yeah, it's much like making music, actually. I kind of look at it through that lens.
I'll tell you something else that's cool about Distant Eyes. They got this site called distanteyes.bigcartel.com where you can get cassettes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can I also
get a
get a
lot of
cassette
stuff
player?
Yeah, tote bag too.
Wow.
You can get a beanbag chair too if you want to throw down to like $80.
I didn't want to just say merch. I wanted to point out the unique merch.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
really cool. You can go in there and make a lot of cool stuff. He's got a skateboard. What else do you have? You
Yeah,
got a
we've
bunch
been
of
getting
weird stuff
funky
you
with
made,
it.
Yeah.
Some neck gaiters and
Yeah.
stuff.
Base
fun.
covers.
Yeah.
There you go. And the website is distanteyes.bigcartel.com.
.com.
There
That's
you go. So we're dealing with a cartel here.
You sure
go there.
are.
You go
sure
there,
are.
man.
I'm probably going to owe you guys a lot of money for tonight. So.
We can negotiate.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to Calvin Tigra, who did a great job on a video called Willow.
Yeah, that was a good night. That was a real good night. That turned out really well. I just remember trying not to hit him with my microphone, but the man did a great job. He always does.
Yeah,
Always. All of his work is incredible. You should check him out.
Yeah, you should be subscribed to his YouTube channel. As a matter of fact,
Where can we find the video Willow? Where's a good place to go find that?
Calvin Tigra's.
That'd be on YouTube. You can
YouTube.
search it on YouTube.
YouTube?
Yeah.
Distant Eyes Willow.
Willow
There
should
you
be-
go.
TIGRE.
The thumbnail just pops up, I believe, with
Yeah.
with the song title on it. So
He's got a lot of videos on there. Speaking of good video, guys, how about Shane Calhoun? He's the one that did the video for you guys' release party down at
Heck yeah.
Jacoby's.
yeah, that was great. I love full set, like just capturing the full set, because it doesn't. I don't know, when I'm up there, I don't know what I'm doing, and it's the only time in my life where I can be out of control and not have to worry about anything. It's my favorite part about being around them, and you get to do that. They're my best friends, and it's more like going on stage and like kicking it than it is like going on stage and performing. It's very easy to be around them. But yeah, it's like 30 to 45 minutes of just, you know, being with your homies and not worrying about anything. And there's not a lot of time nowadays that you don't get to worry about anything. So
that's the beautiful part about music. When
Really
you're
is.
playing it, you're usually not thinking about how much money you owe, where you got to be tomorrow,
Yep.
what work you got to do. And if your problems or even your joys are so big that you can't ignore them, that's when it's time to write
Yeah.
and start letting it all out.
Absolutely.
Speaking of which, if we have time, we do have a little story about moving forward.
Lean in a little like you can.
Yeah.
Wow.
Was that-
Wow.
Say it again.
That was crazy. You said moving forward and you said move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something's
see?
happening in here.
Yeah, we're synced up here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, all you guys get on my cycle.
Yes, we want a story.
The Dixon system is very cosmic. Lots of strange things happen, man. It's like, that's no joke. We write a book about things that just spontaneously happen that make no sense but just work out for all of us. But
Which will be happening tomorrow night at the HoLLoW House in Staunton.
something's going to happen tomorrow for sure.
It'll be
I'm not
cosmic.
sure, but
Experience that,
it will
yeah.
be an experience for sure. I'm very, very, very excited. But moving forward, we are working on new material. We have been for quite a while. Once we were allowed to get back together, we started working on, it was like 4 or 5 songs, and we're not sure what we're going to do that, but the title of that is going to be Sparrow in a Cold Light, and that comes with a story that I'd like Ian to tell, because it's just, I don't know, I think it's worthy of people
It's
hearing
cosmic.
it.
There's been a couple of different things where we literally thought of the same title at the same time, and this was perfect because we were just sitting together. We were downtown with everybody one night, and this random fellow, he's real drunk, he comes up and he's just kind of like chatting away, but you know, not making much sense. But I kind of tune in for a second. He starts rambling. He says, "Sparrow in a cold light and eat." Redacted all night long. And then I'm like, wait, hold up, say that again. And he looks at me, he says it again, and I look over at Bradley, and he's just like, oh wow. And we're just like, we knew at that moment. I was like, where did you, he's like, he just starts rambling at that point. I was gonna try and ask where he got it from. He just like, I think at some point he walked off.
He got up, ran away. I'll never forget, he had a football jersey on. I wish I could remember the number, but I don't. But we were down at Ragin Cajun, sitting on one of the benches outside, sat down, less than a minute and a half conversation, and dude got up, ran across the street, and never saw him again. And just, that's just fitting for where we're going. We have a couple of songs. A lot of stuff happened, like, in our band. Like, I went through a lot of stuff, a lot of drug problems, overdosed. Ian saved my life. And after that, like, everything that I've written since then has just been this big, like, a leap forward and leaving that behind, because Protovox was very chaotic, and we embraced that. Like, we were makeshift Motley Crue, like, type of band, like, and just, like, you know, just making it. And and you have somebody like Jacob in your band that's very stable, that'll call you on your like BS and be like, like, you need to stop this. And there's one specific night where he like told me, he's like, we're not going to do some goofy like intervention, but you need to go to rehab. And then 4 months passed, and then all these things happen and go through it again. And then I ended up, putting myself through that again. And then I did go away. And when I got back, like, everything that I've written has just been like more of a self-reflection lyrically than it ever has been before. As Protovox was very projective, like, I was writing songs about people, about certain things that happened, about Broadway, about living on Front Street, about just existing in Alton. And like, this Sparrow in a Cold Light is just a step back and looking at myself and looking at my friends. And Ian has like started to write lyrics with me and will be singing with me, and it's just a progression. And the music is very, very eerie. There's a song that almost sounds like a post-hardcore dark carnival. Like, it's very strange. And
There's like chamber music vibes.
Yeah.
It's like Bach if he was an
It
emo
really
boy,
is.
I swear.
It really is. But like, it's very
Chamber.
special.
Nice.
It's very special, and it's very short. But like I said, like, going through all of that and like still having the relationship that I have with these guys, like, I owe them a lot, and like that record is gonna show like how far we've come like together. So it's very exciting to be moving forward and to be able to do it. And I kind of look at tomorrow as like the beginning of that, because we will drop a couple of those new songs tomorrow in the set. So
Nice.
it's gonna be It's going to be a good time, but it
At
has
the
been
HoLLoW.
been a bad time. But you know, things get better, and they can always be worse. And I'm lucky that I'm surrounded by the people that I am.
Dropping
There you
those
go.
songs live at the HoLLoW House in Staunton.
That's the voice of Bradley, the vocalist from Distant Eyes. Also talking to Ian, Jacob, and Brett Knott here. And as you said, HoLLoW House tomorrow night, dropping the new tunes.
Yeah.
There you go. Real quick, let's find out what's happening Saturday.
Oh, Saturday, Kevin Gruen Duo, 8 o'clock at Chez, Marilyn's and Alton. Piano's always at Ragin Cajun at 9 o'clock. The Hurricanes, 7 to 10 at the Lodge at Lovejoy and Alton. Naked Soul, 2 to 6, and Whiskey Dixon, 7:30 at Fast Eddie's. Pat Liston firing it up, 5 to 9 at Chubby's and Alton. Outlaw Opry out at Baker's and Hale at 7 o'clock. Russo and Company at the Clifton Terrace Inn in Godfrey, and he's been traveling all over. Good guy to see there while he's around 8 o'clock. Bitter Pill, 9 o'clock at the Pump House in Wood River. DJ Trico at the Franchise in Wood River. Lazy Lester, 8 o'clock at Martin's Tunes and Eats in Wood River. Colossal Wreck, 7 to 11 at Laux and Brickhouse in Bethalto. All going on Saturday
night.
Here's more, Pig Pen.
Yeah, we got the second annual adult Easter egg hunt. 1 p.m. with the Poor Dirty Astronauts. Love the name of that band. 2 to 5, the Poor Dirty Astronauts are playing, I think, and that is at Blue Stem Distillery in Bethalto, where they make the Blue Stem vodka right there. That's actually Meadowbrook, I think. But yeah, second annual adult Easter egg hunt.
Adult.
So, yeah, you don't know what's going to be in those Easter eggs. Could be all kinds of fun
seen
things.
a list. Actually, bottles was listed.
There we go.
So, and
Sounds
they're a
like the Easter
distillery.
roundabout.
So
I am just more interested than ever all of a sudden.
I noticed. I noticed.
So there we go. Also, on Saturday, we got Cree Ryder up at George's local brew in Jerseyville. We got Synergy doing it at Grafton Winery. The Intrusion will be down at the Hog Pit in Grafton, while the Yacht Rockers are at the Loading Dock. Also in Grafton, Aaron Brook at the Bloody Bucket Saloon.
Eric.
So there you go. Oh, Eric?
Yeah.
I don't know what I said, but
Yeah, 8 o'clock.
yeah, there you go. 8 o'clock. Eric
Rock
Brooks.
Bottom back at it at Deutz at 8:30 on Saturday. Worth a Fight at Patrick's at 9:30 in Granite City. Let's see, Skylark Brothers at the Marina Bar and Holiday Shores
Very
at
nice.
5. And
More
yes,
Brooklyn
sir.
Charmers.
That's right.
So the music of Steely Dan again at the Wild E Theater on Saturday. So, man, that's
Everyone's going to stop and stare at the Technicolor mobile home.
I always do.
Right?
I always do.
Strings and Keys, 6 to 9 at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville, right around the corner. Scott and Marilyn right next door, 2 to 5 at the Foundry Public House on Saturday. And Mike Keller around the corner at the Stagger Inn from 5 to 8. All going on Saturday.
Then we got Mike Sonderegger.
Right.
There's a lot of R's and G's and stuff going in there. Mike Sonderegger. Sonderegger, yeah. I don't know if I ever get that right. Anyway, 4 to 7, Edley's Barbecue in Glen Carb. And then we got Andrew Dahl, or Dolly, I'm not sure. Dahle. That's going on at the cabin at
Right?
at Judy Creek in Glen Carbon. And then the Graham Band also at Edley's in Glen Carbon. That's just like at 1 to 4, so I guess that is...
Yeah, a big day.
Yeah.
Squeeze Box, 6 o'clock at the Prairie Inn in Dorsey, and that takes us up to Sunday. But the big gig's Friday night, right? With Distant Eyes at the HoLLoW House in Staunton. 86 Red. Going to be there, too. They've got something new out, don't they? Or they're working on something new
I
down
know
at the
they're in the
Lighthouse.
studio with
Yeah.
Alex right now.
Yeah.
It's sounding
know,
very good.
Yeah. And Lofty's Comment, always a good time.
Oh, yeah. I
Always
heard some
fun.
of their new
Every
yesterday,
time.
too.
You still banging around down at the studio a little bit?
Oh, yeah. I'm there quite a bit. I'm probably the biggest client.
Yeah, I was
I'd
going to
guess.
say.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to think what else they got going on down there, actually. Drawing a blank, but they got
I've been
Ian
busy.
Whitmore's new stuff. They're always working on it.
Always working on something.
We're working on Daisy Chain too.
That's right, Daisy
Daisy
Chain.
Chain's got a record coming
Yeah.
out.
6.
Heard.
Junior Clooney right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
Ooh,
also
nice.
Junior Clooney went in, I think, to do 2 singles, I believe.
Yeah, so
There you
Yeah.
go. Some good stuff going on
They
down
always
there.
got a lot of good music coming out of there, man.
They stay busy down
real.
there.
And I hear rumors, how about you guys, about a Rock the Hops this year, maybe?
I hope so. And if
Yeah,
there
I
are,
heard much
we would.
about
Whoever's listening, whoever let us play, please.
Please,
I
let
miss
us
Shout out,
in.
Drew.
I miss it.
Yeah, it's been a couple years since they've had one of those, but about
Well,
time to bring
last
it back.
time you guys were here, I'm pretty sure, 2018.
Was that the last one they had? They
Pretty
didn't.
sure
yeah.
did they do 19? Maybe
I don't
19.
think so.
I think they did do 19 because we got asked to play and we couldn't because Jake was gone.
Okay.
Oh, I played in our stead.
Yeah,
I
you
think.
played.
Yeah.
You played for
So
our spot.
19 was the last one.
Yeah, there you go.
Man, stuff shuts down. It's hard to remember.
Yeah,
It's been a
Yeah,
trip.
dude, global pandemics are pain in the.
time flies when you're passed out most of the time.
Who are you telling?
Yeah, that's why I went by.
There you go. Want to run through this Sunday real quick?
Well,
We
you
got
can do it,
5 minutes, man. Make it quick.
All right. Anthony and Annie, 1 to 5. And I don't know who else.
Fast
from
Eddie's
6
Bon
o'clock.
Air.
Yeah, Fast Eddie's. And, of course, we got the Cottage Hills Wrestling Alliance with their weekly show at 3:30 out in Cottage Hills. Open mic with Shell Shack and Martin's Tunes from 3 to 7. Soulard Blues Band from 2 to 6. The Loading Dock in Grafton. I believe that's John Mondin. Two Pedros, 2 to 6 at Grafton Winery. TBD. They're hot everywhere there isn't a band. 2 o'clock at the Bloody Bucket Saloon in Grafton. Open mic 6 to 10 at the Stagger Inn in Edwardsville. And Darien Row, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 7 in Belleville. She'll be doing the Trinity River Fest, right? Coming up in May.
Yeah, there you go.
That's just around the corner.
That's going to be here in no time, and we've got some bands coming in that'll be playing at Trinity River Fest, including one we're going to be interviewing here in a few minutes called the Peace Lords that we'll get to know. So, have never heard of them, but we're going to find out all about them, and then we'll play that interview back in a few weeks. But they keep texting me, telling me they're outside, so
Wow.
I know they're here.
Yeah, that's what
Sorry,
you're reading.
dudes.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to shout out to Jay Christopher. You know the album he did with Samantha Grimes?
Yeah.
The song Trainwreck.
Okay.
Entered it in the World Songwriting Awards. It is a finalist
Wow.
for the best rock song.
Nice.
Currently number 1 on 7522radio.com.
Wow.
Yeah, getting
Wow.
anything to number 1.
Heck yeah. Good for them, man. Sounds like a
Also-
nice team.
Congratulations to Crystal Lady, moving on to the finals
Really?
Yep.
There you go.
for the Road to Point Fest.
Crystal Lady moving
They
on.
said,
And we just had them on, 2 weeks ago,
last
I guess.
week.
Last week?
Last
I
week,
see, I
yeah.
don't know. It's Sunday, isn't it?
And the legendary Dead Planet.
Ah.
Brand new release called Fractured out by them.
Nice. Wow. That the inventors of punk rock still doing it.
Pretty much. Like 82 or 3 they
They,
started.
they were the first punk rock band out of this town that I'd ever heard, ever known of. So,
Wow.
Yeah. Still
I mean,
doing it from
you
the
can't-
bunker.
You can't say it's the first punk rock band because the Butthole Surfers were out in like 78. So,
Well,
you know.
I think they were hanging out with them.
I would hang out
Pretty
with
much
Gibby Haynes.
every other punk band that came to town, to Bernard's Pub, the old Bernard's Pub.
Yeah, they were there. They were
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
the scene. So there you go. Awesome, man.
Yeah. The scene is here now in Alton, though.
Yeah.
We have a place called the Conservatory that does original live music.
Keeping it alive.
We have another place, Milton, right? School.
Milton School, yeah.
They do original live music there, too. And it all started in house parties. And all these guys are getting older.
Yeah. Metal Gears and Foxhole. Those
And now
were the
they got
two.
real venues where they're booking
Yeah.
original acts.
Yeah.
Also, got to look out for the G Spot.
G-Spot,
G
right.
Spot coming soon. There's a
that's-
show there on the
I'm
29th.
always.
That's what she
The
said.
show there. The show there on the 29th. That 29th of April. Give me a second. Yeah, with Where's the Rum, 86 Red, and Lofty's Comment.
Ooh.
And that's 7:30 on 29th at the G Spot, which
Oh,
is
man.
the newest house venue in Alton that I've heard of.
Oh, nice. A little inside
Also,
there.
if you don't mind,
No.
you give a little, show a little love to everybody that we're playing with tomorrow night. Civil Material, Will Marsh, 86 Red, Brennan Hartnett, Lofty's Comet, homies, and then, you know, Mind Frames, Biff Gnarly and Reptilians.
They're not playing that, are they?
No, just the homies. Just shout out to the homies.
I was
Just
suddenly
Nico.
like, wow, I didn't even see them on
Nico
here.
into Blue, you know, I say Lofties again. Those are my mains.
right.
Birds of Squalor.
Will,
Yeah, you know,
Will
just
Marsh. Yeah.
shout out to the homies.
He is playing.
I like Birds of Squalor. Chris Van de He, which means Chris of the High. What a great name.
Yeah, real great.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
and shout
real
out
great.
to shout out to your bass player Jacob, who is
Jacob and Anthony
playing
Gomes.
with,
Check them out.
Anthony Gomes,
Anthony Gomes band.
blues,
Yeah.
played
All
the
over
Wild
the
E
world.
Theater. Yeah, all over the world. Yeah.
Also, Ian's metal band Devolve, which should be coming
yeah?
out of hibernation sooner or later. But get ready for that.
All right.
Yeah. It's a lot going on with these guys. These younger guys, they're all in like 5 or 6 bands, and all. You guys are busy, man. You guys got a lot going on. So we've been talking tonight with Bradley and Ian from Distant Eyes. Again, they are playing the HoLLoW House in Staunton tomorrow night. You want to find out more about that and where that's located, just go to cottonmouth.org, and there will be a link there to find out more about the HoLLoW House, because we don't really know the address or anything right now.
We're not supposed
So
to.
there you go. It's a secret.
You got to follow the secret.
When you
link.
get there, you knock on the door 3 times, and when someone looks out the window, you say, "Shoot the moon," and they will let you. Now, I don't know if any of this is true,
I don't think so.
but if you go out, I bet what I know is true is that you're going to have a good time.
It's Staunton. Drive around in circles, you'll find it.
Just follow the noise. You'll
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you just pull your car over and roll the window down, and no cows are mooing for a minute, you will hear. No, I don't know if any of that's true either. But
Best of luck to you guys.
best of luck tomorrow night.
Appreciate
Thanks
it,
so
guys.
much for coming in, and we will check
Appreciate
it.
it.
We will check with you guys again here soon.
We
So,
appreciate it, guys. Thanks for letting us on.
yep. Thanks to the
Cheers.
guys from Distant Eyes. Go out, check them out at the HoLLoW House tomorrow. Big thanks to our sponsors, Halpin Music and Mr. Matt Van Boris of Macias Insurance.
Download Protobox from Distant Eyes.
down all streaming services.
There
Listen
you
to
go.
that
All the
record.
things.
We appreciate
There you
you
go.
all. We
So-
love you, Distant Eyes.
Everybody listen to Distant Eyes and get out and support local music and art.